Hey, today we are going to talk about a great build that consists with either Bleed Faith or Bleed Magic. It's actually quite powerful, and let's get into it. We want to locate the Lost Grace known as Bridge of Iniquity, and then we want to go towards the right and go straight across towards the bridge. Now, when you do head towards the east, there's going to be some dogs nearby that, man, they do pack a punch still, so try to avoid them and just go straight towards the summon sign. This will be located right over here near the ruins, and this is going to be up towards the top right. The weapon that we are going to be picking up is the Great Stars, which is a great hammer, and we are going to get into what they've done specifically in patch 1.09 that has actually made the great hammers a little bit better. Continuing on, we are going to then locate the invader sign right there on the bottom, and let's interact with it. We are going to then be sent to an NPC world. We do want to take out this specific invader so that we can then receive the Great Stars. This specific invader is not too bad, yet man, he does kind of throw down some heavy hits. Once this invader has been defeated, you will receive the Great Stars as well as a Sombrant Smithing Stone 6. So now that we have that, we are going to talk about Talismans, of course. The location that we are at is Landell Royal Capital. We can then go towards the northwest, take a left here, and then you want to jump on top of the roof, which is right here over towards the left. We can then drop down below, go towards the right. You should pass by one of the golden or actually silver scarabs there. We could then go towards the left here. There will be a door there that you will need to open up. Then you can go ahead and take a right. We are going to make our way towards a basement of some sort where there are some rats. For the most part, you can dodge them, just go straight past them and then interact with the door. This will then have you open it up. If you have not done this, yeah, it's going to take some time for you to open up that door. It's quite slow. We are going to then jump down here, and you should see some bigger enemies located towards the northeast. We do not want to go that far. Instead, we want to take a right here, drop down where the ladder is. You should see some of these imps nearby. We can then go towards the top portion here, and we are going to then drop down below right here. Then, of course, there's more enemies, so what you're going to notice when we do drop down here is that towards the left, there's going to be a huge enemy. So we just want to go past this specific lobster, yet it can be quite annoying for the most part. Just try to roll your way there. This is what I've done in this clip. It actually helped out quite a lot. And then when you take a right, you should see a Lost Grace. Make sure to claim this. And then you want to go towards the west here, and you should see a door that is not open. The reason for this is because you need to solve the puzzle, which is located towards the left. Once that has been done, the door will open up, and you can then go through the mist door, and you should see this enemy right here. Take him out, and then you should receive the Lord of Blood Exaltation. This is going to help out quite a lot when it comes down to bleed damage. And again, we'll get into everything towards the end of the video. We now want to travel towards the Stormvale Castle and locate the Rampart Tower Lost Grace, exit out, and then jump across like so, and you should see parts of this castle destroyed over here. You can then jump on top of this structure here and then jump towards the top here and pretty much walk around this ledge. We then want to take a left and then take another left. And what you should see right around here is quite a few enemies. Take them out and then proceed up the ladder and go to the very top. You should see a talisman right here, and you then want to pick that up. This is going to be the Claw Talisman. There are some alternatives to this build, and I'll talk about this soon. Next, we want to go towards the drainage channel. Go towards the right here, exit out, and just take a look at that beautiful scenery, right? And then go along the route here, continue forward. You should see some enemies in the building that we are going to jump down in, so make sure that you have some good weapons prepared because they're kind of a pain. They are the insect ones. Now, as you can tell, we are going down the route here, go up towards the top. You should see another part of the route, jump on top of it, and now what we are going to do is go straight through the roof like so. Now you want to look towards the west, take out the enemies down below, open up the chest, And the specific talisman you're going to receive is the Dragon Crest Great Shield. This is phenomenal in negating damage and pretty much keeping your character alive. And the last location is going to be right over here towards Smoldering Church. When you exit outside of the church, there will be an NPC that will invade you. Here's just a little tip for you guys in case you are struggling with this invader and you just want to try something different. You can then lead the invader towards the back here. Of course, I've already defeated the invader. This is why you're not seeing the specific enemy pop up. Yet anyways, you just want to direct the specific invader over here and then it will drop off the map with you. The item that's going to drop for you is going to be the Holy Scorpion Charm. This is going to increase our damage by 10% with holy attacks. And time to discuss the build. There are some things I did not include in this build guide, such as the incantations. I will tell you what I am using specifically. First and foremost, let's talk about the weapon, the Ashes of War, and the affinity that I'm currently using. The Great Star is an amazing weapon by itself because of the blood buildup, not to mention excellent when it comes down to inflicting damage. I'm using a dual wielding set here so I can inflict different types of damage, such as the left side has lightning affinity and the other is blood, just to increase the blood loss buildup. We can trigger this easily by using Wild Strike's Ashes of War. It can be debated that Lion's Claw is more useful when it comes down to high damage. So with that being said, you can apply that to the other Great Star if you like. Now, in order to increase the damage a bit more, we are going to use Shabriri and Golden Vow. Both of these will raise the attack power by 25%. This can be improved more by using Lord of Blood Exaltation and the Holy Scorpion Charm Talisman. Not to mention, Golden Vow will help with damage negation with Dragon Crest Great Shield applied as well. If you're not a huge fan of Faith build that is kind of based around this, then what I suggest is that you remove a good portion of the Faith stats and increase your intelligence damage, then use an affinity like Cold on one of your Great Stars. Of course, do not make the mistake of not applying the Ashes of War known as Wild Strikes, because with Cold and Wild Strikes, it does a phenomenal job in that department. Speaking of stats, let's talk a little bit about what I've done towards the specific stats. For Vigor, it's 38 because I felt like that's a good amount of health right there. You do not need to have it too high, yet I guess that's kind of debatable amongst different players. Mind, really, we don't need too high of mind unless you're using your Ashes of War a lot. And if that is the case, by all means, you can increase that by a little bit. Endurance, again, nothing too high there because even though you're dual wielding two of these Great Stars, it's not too heavy to where your character is going to be sluggish or doing those slow rolls. Strength is at 80, of course, because we want to increase the strength damage. Dexterity at 18, sort of just to go past the recommendations for the Great Stars in order for us to use it. Of course, we do want to have low intelligence. You can have that about 40 if you're not a huge fan of Faith. But of course, I have Faith at 40 and then Arcane at 17. There are some things, again, that can be adjusted with these stats. If you're not a huge fan of Faith, of course, have Intelligence at 40. If you want Arcane a little bit higher, you can remove a bit of the intelligence stats, so maybe 35 for intelligence, and then put some towards Arcane just to have that a little bit higher for your bleed. Although in the end, either or, this build is quite powerful, it's fun to use, and it's kind of strange at some points because I don't think there's a lot of people out here rocking dual Great Stars. I could be wrong, but I thought this was a interesting, fun, weird build to show you guys, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video, and by all means, if you have, give the video a like, and if you're not subscribed, turn on the notifications when you do subscribe by clicking the subscribe button and then clicking the bell icon, and make sure you're notified for all. Thank you to everyone that is currently subscribed and is a member. You guys know that I always appreciate you guys, and I always say that at the end of the video because really, I love that you guys come back to support the channel. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video.